babes, welcome back to my channel. Spring is finally starting to bloom, and that means Top 5 on Fridays is back because I wanted to share with you my top 5 face palettes for doing my whole face. I'm talking eyes, highlight, maybe some blush, maybe a little contour, things I like to just grab and go, especially when I am traveling and I just need a one-stop shop for the majority of my makeup look. So I brought out to share with you my top 5 of my favorite face palettes that I love to use. Want to see who came up at number 1? Stay right here. BrownGirlBella. Okay, so we're gonna start at number 5, and this one is by Tom Ford, and I have 2 entries for Tom Ford because I bought a while back 2 of his face palettes that I really thought spoke to me. I'm going to start with the first of the 2 Tom Ford palettes that I love. This one I like to use around this time, spring through like mid-summer, when I get a little deeper in color, and then I switch over to what I'm going to show you when that comes up, the other Tom Ford. So the first one that I'm going to mention to you at number 5 is Tom Ford's Shade and Illuminate Face and Eye Palette Sculptor and Illuminator. This is in the shade Intensity 2, and it was called Moonlit Violet. Okay, so here's the Face and Eye palette. And you'll notice there's some purple in here. Yes, this is one that I really love, the purple tones in here. So let me swatch them so you can see. I'm going to start with the highlight, and then I'm going to do the 4 eyeshadows. There's 1. Let me get a little bit more of that. There's 2. Here's the 3rd. And there's the 4th. And then this is the bronzer in Intensity number 2. So this is the swatches. Why I really love this palette is not only can you use all of these shades in here in different ways. I've used the bronzer as my transition color. I've used all 4 of the shades here as a one and done. I've used them together as a collab. I've used this as an inner corner highlight. I've used it as the traditional highlight that it is. I've used this shade as a one and done all over my eyes and just wing my eyeshadow out, kind of like what I have now, or I'll get an actual eyeliner and wing my eyes like I have done today. And this is usually my problem eye. This one, 1, 2, 3, done. Beautiful wing. This one was the struggle wing today. So I mean, you know, it just so happens that I used the Tom Ford, and this I got maybe 2 years ago, and it's still good. Plus, I still have my backup in here as well. So it cost a pretty penny, but it's lasted much longer than some of my other liquid eyeliners. Also by Tom Ford, just a little honorable mention there. So like I said, this is one that I can use throughout the summer just until it gets a little bit deeper in the summer, maybe like midsummer, July-ish, and then I'll probably have to switch over to the other palette. But again, this is my one-stop shop. I can just throw it in to my makeup bag. It's very portable. I can use this with a variety of different lipsticks, so that's also something to think about when you're choosing like an all-over face palette. What kind of lipstick will it go with? Yes, it'll go with purple, it'll go with pink, and it'll probably go with nude as well, but will it go with a deeper shade, like a red, like an orange? So think about those types of things as well. What can you use with your face palette? So that's another reason why I love these, and all the ones that I'm going to show you today is because they are very flexible in terms of what you can use with it to enhance your spring summer look when you're out and about on vacation. So number 5, Face and Eye palette from Tom Ford. At number 4 is this baby that you have seen in a most recent video that I did. I just found this while I was searching and shopping my stash back here. This is the Natasha Denona Glam Face Palette. This is the first one that I know of that she released. This is the palette, and all of these are for deeper skin tones. Much like the Tom Ford, this is a palette that you can use during the summer. It's interchangeable. You can use any of these as one and dones. You can collaborate with different ones. This particular palette, she actually outlines at the bottom where you can use it, but you don't have to be limited to that. You can actually do anything that you want with this palette because it's very customizable. She has an inner corner shade, she has a transition shade, she has a smoke shade, an inner corner shade, and a crease shade. But again, you don't have to be limited to those shades for those reasons. I have used them as one and dones. I've used them together. I've used the smoke and the transition shade as, you know, just matte shades. I've done it also with the transition and the crease shade, using it as just 2 matte eyeshadows, and then maybe throwing one of the sparkle shades that she has in here on my eye to just enhance the lid. I also do that with the highlight as well. So let me share with you the swatches of this, starting with the cream blush. Then we have what she calls the Star Glow, which is like a cream to powder formula. And then we have the 5 eye shades. This is what she calls her outer corner. This is the transition shade. Here we have the smoke shade, the inner corner, and lastly, the crease shade. So again, I love this palette. I hope she comes out with another one, hopefully for the summer. But this palette is stunning. I'm so glad that I found it in my collection. It will definitely get some play this spring and summer season. I've already used it once, and I definitely will be taking it with me on some vacation or maybe a 3-day weekend sometime soon. So that is number 4, Natasha Denona Glam Face Palette. Coming in at number 3, I have to be careful with this one because the highlight is coming out of the casing. But this is the second of the 2 Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Face and Eye palettes that I have. This one is in intensity 3, which is moss agate. So again, let me show you what it looks like. This is perfect. This is a perfect color story for this spring. Last time, this is the highlight. And then the 4 beautiful shades here. This one gives a very nice pop of color. And even though, you know, this has been a while since this palette has been out, it still holds a lot of pigment. And these are like, I want to say like a gel to powder formula. So if you want to use your natural brushes for this, perfect for picking up and depositing color very lightly and building it up quickly. And if you want instant full-on deposit of color and that high pigmentation, I would use my synthetic brushes. So here are the swatches. See them? I'm glad that I have those two in my arsenal. And yes, they will be seen, babes. We will be doing some looks with these as we go into full-on spring and summer. Okay, so at number 2, I'm going to take a little bit of liberty here because at number 2 is the Hourglass palettes. This is the ambient palettes. I have 2 here, one from last year and one from the year before last. So this first one that I'm going to show you is the one that I used during the summer last year, but I still want to use it again this year. Both of them are the customizable palettes, so if they're still available, they won't be in this packaging because I use the packaging from another palette and the deep versions to customize both of these palettes. So I'm going to start with the butterfly that I customized, and so you're following along. This is the deep version just in the butterfly palette. Look at these shades. Babes, I know you're gonna say, oh my God, you can't put those on the lid. You absolutely can. You can put these on the cheeks as well, of course, and as highlight. And this one right here, you might not think it's deep enough, but I mixed these two together to make like a blush and bronzer combo, and it worked so well. So let me start off with that brown color, and these are all like a cream to powder formula. So there is the bronzer, and then the first marble shade. Hopefully you can see these. These are definitely ones that start off light but build in intensity, as you can see there. And then let's do the bottom row next. And again, you can use these as one and done eyeshadows. You can use them as blush. You can use them as bronzer. You can take this wherever you go during this spring and summer. Here are the swatches. Hopefully you can see them. And I customized this palette with the deeper shades. I was like, okay, this is a start, but definitely Hourglass can go deeper. And then last year, they did another ambient palette for the holidays. And I got the deeper version of this one. And I compared both of them, and I kind of think some are deeper in this new version than the butterfly version that I just showed you. just wiping off the swatches so we can do the next swatch. I definitely feel like they got deeper in some respects with this next one, but I still think they can go deeper. I'm not getting any more unless that palette really and truly speaks to me, because I think with these two I have quite enough. But this is the jellyfish version. Oh, that's beautiful. And again, I'm starting from the top row and then going into the bottom row. So here is the first shade. And same formula, that cream to powder. So they definitely, as you apply, they definitely build up in intensity. And just like the last one that I showed you from Hourglass, you can use these however you like, as eyeshadow, bronzer, blush. It's all here for you. And the portability of all of these palettes really appeals to me as well. You can put them in your makeup bag. If you're going away for like the weekend and you just want just a little bit of color, I pop these in my makeup bag along with my eyeliner or my mascara, couple lip options, and I'm good to go. I'm really good to go. So here it is. Again, these are stunning on the face. These swatches really don't do enough justice with showing you how beautiful these are. All right, so if you're keeping track, you know I am up to number 1. And before we go, don't forget, if you're new and you like what I do, hit that subscribe button, and then don't forget to tap that notification bell so you're notified each and every time that I upload, post, go live, whatever. And also, don't forget to give this video a like and share it out to your friends, to your foes, so all you knows and let them know Brown Girl Bella is the place to be. BGB is indeed the place to be. Okay, so now we are at number 1. And again, I got this a while back at the company store and I fell in love. Not a lot of colors in this one, but I'm telling you, the options here are fantastic. You can use any of these shades for whatever you want to do, but traditionally there is a highlight, there is a blush shade, and there is a bronzer shade. So this is more for like the face, but again, if you want to use any of these colors on the eyes, I've done it. It's stunning. You can use it as highlighter and eyeshadow, but these 3 shades from Bobbi Brown's Face and Cheek palette are beautiful. Again, this is in the deep version. Don't know if they are still available, but if it is, grab it. I'm going to share with you the swatches of the 3. Again, these are like very soft, so I would say this is almost like a cream to powder formula as well. I don't know if the shades will show up as swatches, but trust and believe, when I put this on, they are stunning. All right, let's see if they show up on the arm. Not really, very, very lightly. But as I showed you in the pan, these are stunning. Pigment shows up on my eyes. I've used the shimmer shade as a one and done. I've used it with the bronzer here. And when I get deeper, I just throw this into my bag as an accompaniment to do my eyes. So if I needed a transition shade for my eyes and I have one of my other palettes for all over the face, I just throw this in and add it to the mix because it's very lightweight, it's compact, it's round, so I can easily grab it and know what it is. And then, of course, you know, I'm a sucker for the rose gold. So once I saw that it was in rose gold, you know I had to get it. So that is it, babes. I do want to give honorable mention to one other palette that's not really a eye palette, but I use it as an eye palette. I use it as the face palette that it is. And this is the Pat McGrath Divine Blush and Glow Cheek Palette in Divine Rose. There we go. As we move into the spring season, you know, everything is all about pinks and peachy shades. And when I tell you, I grab this, I put either peony rose or electric bloom all over the eyes, and then I, you know, just put a transition shade in there, or I'll dip into this and then use the brighter colors for the cheeks on the eyes. What I love about Pat McGrath is that she really knows how to create shades that can be used anywhere on the face, and that is with her larger motherships. You can do that with her 6-pan, with her 4-pan. They are designed to be used all over the face. So definitely, if you have this, try it out and see. And I'm going to issue a challenge now to all of my fellow makeup babes out there. I want you to pull out your favorite face palettes, and we're going to use a face palette a day for the next 7 days, starting today. So if you are a makeup person or beauty person, or you just want to have fun and shop your stash, pull out those palettes and let me see those faces. All right, we're going to start, actually, you know what, we'll start on Monday. Give you a chance to shop your stash over the weekend, grab the things that you think will be good for your 7-day eye look. I think I have all 7 here for me because I did 5 plus, you know, some bonuses. So I think all of these will be included in my 1 palette a day look. You can customize it with mascara and of course your lip, but that is it. You can't use any other shades except for the shades in your palette to do your face. So you have to do your eye makeup, your cheek makeup. If you're doing bronzer or you're doing highlight, it all needs to come from 1 palette. So let me see those faces out there. Let me see those palette challenges. Don't forget, if you do take part in this, hashtag me at BrownGirlBella so I can see those great looks. All right, babes, we have come to the end. My top 5 plus some bonuses face palettes for us to use in the spring and summer, plus my challenge. Until next time, you have now been bellified. Brown Girl Bella.